family, and we're back with this beautiful looking computer, PC, whatever you want to call it. Just call it tower, however you prefer. And we're just gonna be explaining exactly what we put in here, so hopefully you'll maybe do the same thing.
We try to say this was pretty dope to do. I didn't know a lot about computers except for logging into it and doing whatever you had to do with it, whether it was work or whatever the case may be. But actually, like building it from ground up, knowing the different type of components and what makes the actual PC run, it's pretty dope to do. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna pretty much go over briefly, what pieces we use to put it together, and also just give you a short brief description of what each piece does. So without further, also we're going to tell you the trials and mishaps that we had while doing it too, because it wasn't easy.
It wasn't.
Of course you can watch some YouTube videos, but everybody uses different parts and different components. So at one point you're just gonna have to figure it out on your own and go with it. But we got everything running, so without further ado, we're just gonna explain to you guys what is actually inside the computer, starting with the most important piece of this.
Oh, motherboard here.
So if y'all cannot see, the motherboard back here is actually what runs the entire PC. It runs everything from your CPU, your RAM, your SSD. Everything is powered by, not powered by, but it is programmed with the motherboard. All right, you can see we got the MSI Gaming Plus. Now you don't have to actually get that type of motherboard as other cheaper ones. We actually had a motherboard beforehand, but Karan, what happened with that?
Nothing fit in there, so
Yeah, so basically when you buy these parts, you want to make sure that every component that you buy is compatible with each other. Because what we did, we had one motherboard that was not compatible with the CPU that we ended up buying, so we have to go back, get this motherboard, and then
whoop-de-doo. Yeah.
it was perfect. But we're gonna go over basically the quick components. So like I said, we got the motherboard, we got the MSI Gaming Plus. The next piece that's very important,
The CPU, Intel Core i5 96K. A very recommended one for all you out there.
the CPU. What I didn't know, I knew, but I didn't understand it. It's a little square chip. You can't see it right now because we have the fan. We talk about that covering it. But the chip is actually what programs the computer, if that's the right way to say it, I guess.
Yeah.
Very important piece. I think that was like the most expensive one that we had to purchase from throughout. With all of this was the CPU. That was the most expensive piece. It was like north of like $200 something, just for a little square chip. But like I said, this is what runs this is what programs runs the computer. Next,
we got our little handy fans over here. What were they called? The Pure Plus 12 thermal tank. Most people will use the Ring, the RIING. Remember, there's two I's. But hey, we just went with the Pure Plus 12 because why not?
all right. So the purpose with that is, with the whatever tower you're gonna buy, like the tower is like completely empty. It's gonna come with a standard fan. They all come with standard fans. But if you plan on running any type of high performance computer, you want to make sure that you have multiple fans for each component. So we have the one fan here that was standard with it. Then we have the actual two fans here that keeps it even more cooler. And then we actually have the fan just for the CPU. All right. Since we own that, the CPU fan was super different. I say super different. The CPU fan, we had to buy it separately because what happened was we built the computer. Y'all seen the video. You seen the two fans running, and there was no fan on the CPU. So when we hooked the computer up, the CPU started overheating
Yes, very fast.
very fast. And like you said, once you build your computer, you turn it on, you're not logging into Windows. There's no Windows, there's nothing. It's just gonna basically have all the data that's attached to the motherboard. Everything that you have, the fans, your memory cards, your RAM, your chip, everything on this is gonna tell you all the information and all the information and what the actual component is actually doing. So it was letting us know that as soon as we plugged it up, the CPU fan was like overheating fast, like super fast to the point we could have burnt the chip out. So we ended up unplugging it and then went and got the Cooler Master right here to actually, like I said, keep the CPU at a
Low temperature.
At a well temperature. A well temperature for a CPU is anywhere between
77 degrees to about
33 to 77. That's a good temperature for your CPU to be running that. Anything above that, you're basically gonna burn out your CPU fan. You're basically gonna burn out CPU chip. I'm sorry. That you don't want, because like I said, that's the most expensive piece in there.
yes, $200-$300 thrown down the drain.
True. Next we have the
I can't see that. Okay, 3D SSD SanDisk Ultra chip. It has 512 gigabytes, and this is basically, well, what else do you use to store all your games on your PlayStation? That's basically what that is, but for a trusty computer here.
It's basically what you're saying. It's your memory.
Yeah.
Every computer has a memory. It can be anywhere from 501 gig. Of course, nowadays it's anywhere between 500 gigs to 2-3 terabytes. We went with the 500 gig. That's quick. Now, again, like I say, it doesn't. Mostly all this, the SSD drives are pretty compatible with any computer, so you can pretty much pick buy either one, whichever one you feel comfortable with. We went with the 500 gig. You can always do external memory. Next, we have our RAM.
RAM.
So if you can't see, right next to the Cooler Master in there, there's two little sticks
rectangles,
right there that says Corsair right in the back. Those are what they call your RAM. Now your RAM is basically like your short-term memory. So you got your hard drive, which is your long-term memory, I guess. That's where you store like all your big files and everything. But then you have the RAM, which is short-term memory. It is what remembers everything that's going on with your computer. So whenever you search in the web browser or doing anything like that, you see it's like just automatically remembers what was the last thing you searched. That's all powered by your RAM. Like I said, your web browser, any game you're playing, simple stuff like how Microsoft Word operates. Remember, your RAM is powers that basically. You can get, I would say, 2 to 4 sticks, depending on, like I said, what type of power you are looking to have on your computer. We went with 2. 2 is like great. 4 is overkill. 4, you just, I don't know, you just being greedy, I guess, in a sense. But you can do it. But 2 is just fine, and they're inexpensive. I think they was like $30 for 2. They come in a pack of 2s. So you could, like I said, you could get 4, but 2 is outstanding. It works perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, okay, the EVGA 850GQ power supply. So this is basically giving power to all of this. Without this, none of this would be turning on at all. Not even not even this little light thingy right here, because everything is literally connected to that. I believe even the motherboard, the fan is connected to the motherboard, which is connected to that, and it's powering everything that allows your system to run.
All right, and with this, they come in different, I guess.
Numbers.
Different numbers at different qualities. So we got the 850 gold power. You can get anywhere from like a 350 bronze, silver, but gold is like the top of the line. So we went with the gold because we want to make sure that our computer is getting the proper power that it needed to actually run. Like I said, this is not just any type of standard computer. This is a high performance PC gaming kind of PC gaming computer. It's not the top of the line, but it's still pretty expensive. I think altogether what we paid for this was around $600. And that's what all the components that we're actually explaining to y'all right now.
Yep. And don't forget this tower right here that we use. This little bottom part does cut off a lot of space, but I'm still gonna give you the name. It's called the Cylon Tower. You can find it on Amazon, and it has aerial cool. I don't know what that is at the moment, but it's probably that fan. So yeah.
Like I said, I think that's pretty much everything. Like, okay, if y'all looking at this little dock right here is what is powering the cooler fans right there. That also connects to the motherboard. Like I said, the motherboard and the power supply is pretty much what is making everything in here run. All right, like I said, the motherboard is what functions everything, but you need the power to function. So those two kind of work hand in hand. Like I said, it was a lot of trial and error putting the thing together, stuff we didn't understand, so we have to figure it out as we went along. And also, key thing, if you do decide to try to build one of these and you want a glass case, make sure it looks somewhat presentable. We had to go back. I mean, it's not like perfect, but it's better than what we had at first. Because when we first initially built it, it was just wires everywhere. Couldn't see anything, wires everywhere. So we have to kind of, take it back down and, hide the wires in the back and make sure it just looks somewhat presentable. So when you come up to a look at it, just not a bunch of wires sticking everywhere.
Make sure you have all of your parts, because we had to take everything out of the motherboard to put one fan in, and then we had to find a slot for everything else again, because this was taking up like 2, and it was not fun. So
Yes.
yeah, make sure you get everything.
That is a perfect point. Whenever you ban all of the components, do not take all of the parts out of the box for each one and lay it out. Don't do that shit.
Please.
We fucking struggle trying to figure out what screw went with what screw, all of that shit. They just leave all the components, leave all the parts of the component in the box until you're ready to actually start using that, putting that part on there. Because we struggled trying to figure out what went with what.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got it done. Pretty awesome. I know he's happy about it. I was pretty, like I said, it was pretty dope to do, man. Like I said, since everything is going on right now, you have to be in the house, I guess, on lockdown. Man, I'm telling you, this is a great project. It's a great project to do. Something you can actually do with your kids and stuff.
Spend some time.
Yeah, spend some time to learn some things, man. Just because they out of school don't mean they can stop learning, man. You still keep doing stuff to, let their brain soak up all this information. You know what I'm saying? Who knows, you might have the next Bill Gates running around or something, because that's my plan right now. Oh, and one more thing before we go. While we did build this, like I said, he's into computers, everything like that. He's also in a computer course that's online. Basically teaches them everything about building computers, from everything from programming drones, all of that.
Websites.
If you want the like I said, if you want the information about that, either hit me or T-Shup for the information about the class. It's pretty dope. Like I said, before all this happened, he was doing like 2 hours on the weekends, like on Saturday, try to push through the course. But since he's had his time now, he said do an hour every day, push towards that certificate. Like I said, it's pretty dope for children, man, for kids. Programming the damn drone shit. I don't know nothing about that.
76% through. 76. I gotta finish that. 76.
Almost there though. Almost there. But yeah, so that's it, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Like I said, if y'all got any questions about any of this that we just explained to y'all, hit me up, man. And like I said, we could let y'all know, what parts or whatever to get. Like I said, this is dope, man. This is dope. We spend money buying fucking already built computers, probably every 2, 3, 5 years or something like that. This thing has this is endless. He can whenever you want to upgrade it, just go buy the part, upgrade it, instead of actually buying a whole nother computer or a tower or whatever. So like I said, this is dope. We have multiple computers here. We got this Mac here, but the power that this fucking tops that by 20, man. So like I said, yeah, check it out, man. Something fun to do, something dope to have.